Alright, welcome everyone. Let's talk about Macedon a little bit today. I picked Dry Arabia, which is perfect for this. So what did I learn from my 30 games of Macedon? Well, I learned that this civilization is one of the most easiest civilization in the DLC that we got. So every Macedon build most likely goes with a 6 villager on sheep, but there is a Macedon build which is the early aggression that send like one or two, sometimes one, sometimes two. It's based on which civilization you are playing against, if they can counter your villager rush with their own villager. So based on that, how many villagers you send to the front. But what about that build? So that build is that you send your villagers to the front, and you build a what is it, the Varangian stronghold. With that, when you build your first Varangian stronghold, you can upgrade that later on, and now boom, that's a tower. Isn't that crazy? And after that, every Varangian stronghold that you will build in the future will all be a tower. Now with Macedonian, I really like to scout around my base first to find my first deer pack. I hope this is my first deer pack. To find my first deer camp and immediately go for it. The reason behind that, because our Golden Horn Tower most likely will be around our base, but not this location where I built in my house. I mean, in this location, but I accidentally built. Oh, okay, this is my first deer camp. So you always need to find your first deer camp. You need to go there and here the landmark would be even better. Yeah, or here. So this is what I'm going to show you right now. This is one of the builds that right now currently is being played by many of you on the ranked ladder as well, or maybe you didn't do it yet, then you will do for sure. So what was the idea of going early on deer? Well, the idea is that you're securing, not just securing, but most of the civilization doesn't do Dark Age Rush. If there's a civilization that does Dark Age Rush, then it's much better to do the Varangian Stronghold rush against those, or just Varangian Stronghold at your base and protect yourself until you can collect the deer. But we need the safe food first to be gathered, so the safe food to be gathered later than early on. So we can go out to the next stage very, very soon. We're gonna choose the Hippodrome. I think the Hippodrome right now is the best landmark, and that's why everyone goes with it. I, I don't know if the other landmark will be as good, the Grand Vinery, but I tried the Grand Vinery 2TC, the Grand Vinery Fast Castle. I tried everything with Grand Vinery, and I can tell you that the Grand Vinery did not felt as good as going up with the Imperial Hippodrome. Maybe in the future we will see like a pro scout Macedon with the Grand Vinery. Maybe that's possible, by the way. Like pro scout, and you put the food under the Grand Vinery. It is possible. In the future we will see. So basically, you get the food if you are playing against French, or if you scout your opponent going like a stable or something like that. Just pull these villagers back to your base. They gathered as much food as was possible, and now you are trying to protect the most valuable area, which is now for me right now. This is the most important area in my base, right? So as soon as the enemy aged up, I don't need to pull back. But if the enemy is in Dark Age, I don't start like this. If the enemy is rushing me in Dark Age, then I build the Varangian Stronghold. But of course, for that, you need to scout his base. So when you found the first deer camp, you can send villagers starting there. But there are some certain civilization that really likes to do Dark Age Rush. Example, Mongols, Ottoman, House of Lancaster, Japanese, English with the Minotaur. So those civilizations really do like to do some Dark Age rushing against you, and you need to be pretty much careful. So now, when you age up, there are a few things that you can do with your resources. One of the things is you can make a few horsemen, or you can make a Varangian war arsenal on your mining camp, so you can give an early upgrade for your hippodrome units. So if you make a horseman as soon as you aged up, what you can do with it actually is harass your opponent economy, send one or two to the gold with the Hippodrome Scout together, because if you didn't know that, Hippodrome Scout has a really good damage. If it gets nerfed in the future, it's gonna be still good as a harasser unit for sure. Your main focus when you are playing these games is gonna be to get to H3 as soon as possible. So the way we are playing this game is gonna be the fast H3. So we can spam some Ridaris, which are currently very, very strong. But if the future Ridaris are getting nerfed, I mean, I think UV is still viable to do that, but you need to do different units as well, not just Ridaris. But currently, you can literally just get away making only Ridaris. But in the future, if they are getting nerfed, you need to make different type of units. So the reason why I built the Warren Arsenal, so I can already start my horses, the cavalry upgrade that gives 5% extra HP and 1/1 armor, which is amazing. I did not build the Varangian War Camp first because you don't need to build it. The lost resources that you are losing non-stop is stored inside the game memory. What does it mean? It means as soon as you build it down, you can get reinforcement out of the building. Why is it so good? Because let's say you need fast reinforcement on the field, but you didn't build that building yet, or you want to surprise your opponent with a sneaky villager going behind his base, and you drop down the war camp and you immediately spam out resource units because you already lost some units in that game that you played. So I have the resources to go to nice age. I build them the golden horn tower. I try to build a golden horn tower to secure golden food. That's the most important, because you will make a Ridari, and Ridari costs food and gold. So now I have my Hippodrome horseman. I either protect my villagers or go harassing. If the enemy is very pushy and very annoying, you can build a Varangian stronghold, which is like chef kiss, amazing, because also you can upgrade them, and they, as I said, they become a tower with an arrow tower. Of course, you can't garrison inside the Varangian stronghold, but they do tons of damage. So when I played against Vortex and he played Rus, everyone was thinking that Vortex is going to win when he was playing against my Macedon, but many players doing the same mistake of pushing under the Varangian stronghold. So actually, Vortex lost against me with his Rus because he was not respecting the way of the water. So he was not respecting the Varangian stronghold doing so much damage. Even though it's not garrisonable, they do a lot of damage. So now, when you have something like this, the Golden Horn Tower on the field, the Golden Horn Tower is crazy. It's like what's that? Red Palace from Temu. It does have like two type of damage, which is like the number 1 and number 2, which is 2 crossbow that does flat 30 damage, which is range, not siege. So flat range 30 damage. What does it mean? If something has 6 ranged armor, then they do only 26. But the 30 with 1.5 attack speed is crazy. And also you can garrison villagers inside, and they also do 10 damage per garrison, which is again insanely crazy. And you can increase this damage with sharpening stones, so you can give 6 extra damage to this landmark and 6 extra garrison damage, which means from 10 damage per garrison goes up to 16 damage per garrison. Wow, that's crazy. So now that you reach the next stage, 2 things that you need to do. You need to build a monastery, and you need to start making Varangian stronghold. If you are looking into the future, how you really need to build your base and where and what to do, you really have to build around your Golden Horn Tower. So if you are doing your farm transition, it's really good to build mills around the Golden Horn Tower and just build farms around it, because this is your most protected area, right? Because if someone trying to push in with cavalry, when the first knight tries to, you know, finish their charge animation, their charge damage, that knight is immediately dead because this tower just immediately melts it down. So as I said, many people offers you to build the Warranty of Warcamp first, but the reason why I hate to build the Warranty of Warcamp first, because it's a very large building. It's not like a house. So if you check the blueprint of the Warranty of Warcamp, it's same as any barracks in the game. Which means if you build it nearby your gold, you are closing the gap between your villagers to the gold to your TC. Why is it so bad? Because if there was a Varangian war camp on this location, I will show you what will happen in a second. So let me delete this. So let's say the Varangian war camp was here and not in a house. It's very important to talk about because many people think, oh, I'm doing something smart, but meanwhile at the same time, no, you are not doing anything smart. So now, because I built it Varangian war camp and it's not a house, and let's say I'm getting attacked, I need to pull back a villager, or just I don't want to right click non-stop, I just click the automatic button, aka the G, the seek shelter button. Then for them, now it will take longer to go back to your TC because there is a building, right? There is a huge building, so it takes longer to get around the building instead if there was a house. So that's why I don't like when people are saying, well, you could have built the Warranty of Warcamp first. No, because you need to plan of where you should build a Warranty of Warcamp, so you are actually not ruining your villager seek shelter movement. And also, as I said, the Warranty of Warcamp takes a lot of space out of your base, and you can do sneaky attacks, you can do a lot of things with the Warranty of Warcamp. So I do not advise you to build that as your first building. Again, why I don't advise, takes a lot of space, can be used in the future to do sneaky attacks, it stores the resources inside. So even if let's say I kill all my units just to show you, because many people doesn't believe when we are saying that, well, show me if that really the case, it stores resources inside, right? So if I just go and delete the building, I'm gonna need a few units to delete as well. So I have the resources. Okay, so I'm gonna delete all these units. As you see, deleted every unit I had. And I'm gonna build here the Warranty War Camp. Doesn't matter where you build it or what you do with it. And look at that. Warranty and reinforcement. But here you go. So it doesn't matter. You don't need the building up or to get destroyed or whatever. It does not matter. You can build the Warranty of War Camp any time of the game you are like to. So what did I learn during my Macedonian games, that I spent so many games playing the Macedonians, that there are many things so useful and your units are crazy. Like, you can literally play your games having only the Warranty and Stronghold, not making horsemen or crossbowmen at all, because how strong your units are. So let me build a few of these Warranty and Stronghold to a little bit showcase you what I'm actually talking about. So, oh no, poor monk. So here I'm gonna upgrade the Stronghold defensive arrows. So that's what I was talking about, the 100 gold and 50 stone building. Sorry, upgrade inside the building. And let me show you the capability of these units in the Feudal Age without any single upgrade. But it's really important to talk about. And actually this civilization economy is very good, very strong, even though they don't have any critical upgrade like faster getter rate on gold or food or deer. They don't have anything like that. But then why I'm saying why the economy is so good, so strong, right? Like that was the point of saying it. It's so crazy. The reason behind it, because every civilization has to spend their resources on upgrades, right? You have to get +2 armor, ranged armor, and blah 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 blah. This civilization, the economical bonus is actually your silver. So for Byzantine is the same thing. Their economical bonus on top of the cistern is their olive oil, right? So this civilization and their unique unique economical bonus is that you don't need to pay for your upgrades. The way you are paying for your upgrades is actually that you are getting gold or stone. Now, because of that, it unlocks you so many things. Example, you can do 2TC. Because actually 2TC Macedon is insanely good because as I mentioned before, you get silver by getting stone as well. So you can get some early stone for your upgrades by making a second TC, which pushes you to get like cavalry upgrade or plus ranged armor upgrade as well. And another one is your archers. Now your archers, the Bogmother, are crazy strong. So you can have the same movement speed as like HRE if you have the Hippodrome Hidari, which is nice. We have a 1.44 movement speed, look at that. That's crazy good. But that's not their special case, we can say that. So why these units are insanely strong? The reason why your archers are insanely strong, because they can ignore armor for 10 seconds. So as you can read, Bogmother attacks ignore 2 armor but move 50% slower for 10 seconds. So when you are having a huge fight for 10 seconds, you are doing 2 extra damage, which is really good if your opponent has some let's say Man-at-Arm or Knights or Horseman. Or if he has +1 ranged armor, then you activate this ability and you literally do more damage against the person who has +1 or +2 ranged armor. It's like they are not having that ranged armor at all. Second of all, your archer has more damage in Feudal. So instead of the 5 to 6, you have 5 to 6 to 7 damage. And also, you have 2 extra armor on ranged and melee. So every archer has 1-1, right? But Bogmother has 2-2 when you are fully upgrading in Feudal their Lemar armor. But that's not just all thing considered. They also have 2 times 5% extra HP, so we can say like 10% extra HP as well. Which is really huge to think about it. Like your archer has 10% extra HP if it's a longer Feudal, and 2 extra damage, and an additional 2 extra damage if you activate the unwavering focus. So this civilization can stay in Feudal as long as they wish for. They can go like 3TC, I'm not even joking, 3TC, and you can go to castle at 20 minutes or 70 minutes or 18 minutes. Because if the opponent is making Man-at-Arm, well, you have your own Man-at-Arm, the early Varangian guard. If he's making archer, well, you have your own archer with extra HP, extra armor, extra damage, so you can literally fight the enemy archers in Feudal Age when they are in castle. And also, if you killed enough units, you can use the runestone, which increases your movement speed and also gives you 1 extra range. So when you were like, oh, these archers are not bad, but you found out about the runestone, and now your archer has 1.65 movement speed, right? And 6 tiles of range. And you are thinking, what? Wait, this civilization is so easy to understood. I don't need to like think about just like Byzantine wars on the release day, but people were asking for a PhD to understand how to play Byzantine, right? So Macedonian Dynasty is very simple. You can stay in feudal for longer time, and this civilization actually can pull out 3 TCs. So you can surprise your opponent putting out 2 or 3 TCs, and you can fight against Castle Age unit without dropping a single sweat. Because again, as I mentioned, uh, let me upgrade some of those upgrades as well to showcase how strong these upgrades are. Like, it's insane. So these units are still Feudal Age units. I did not upgrade them to Castle Age, so I can show all of you the upgrades. So meanwhile they are getting research, let's talk about other things. So when you rush to Castle Age, you will find that you're gonna have a lot of gold as well. So that's why we are making Ridaris, because you will need a lot of viridian gold so you can upgrade your cavalry units. But most of the cavalry unit you will make is gonna be actually Ridari. If you are playing against civilization that hardcore counters Ridari, just like Japanese with the Onomusha, or you're gonna have a little bit of problem, let's say, against the Malians, you can switch to archers. Don't switch to horsemen. I have tested, tried, and switching to horsemen is actually a huge mistake. You can still making Ridaris, but all you have to do is actually just make Bogmother. Since you have the Hippodrome Ridari, which increases the movement speed of your units, so you can easily keep up with the other units you have. So now I gotta research more, so you guys can see how strong these units are in the Feudal Age. Your Hippodrome units also get extra stats when they age up, so that's a really nice thing to not forget. But so far, you can see the Otmagadur has 105 HP from the 100 HP, and your archer got 4 extra HP. Your Varangian Guard got 6 extra HP. So there is 1 upgrade left for all these units. Their armor upgrades. One of the damage upgrade came in as well. So you can increase the Varangian Guard damage by 2, and you can increase the Armadur damage by 2 as well. And also it's very important to mention the Atmagadur, yes, are boosted by other Varangians. They gain 2% additional attack speed for each Varangian unit within 1 tiles. That means it can be Archer, it can be Varangian Guard, or Ridari. Doesn't matter which unit is in the range of the Spearman, but you get faster attack speed. You can see I'm on 1.59 attack speed, which is huge. So let's see, the upgrades almost all came in. You can see my Atmagadur has 110 HP with 2 armor. So this is a Feudal Spearman. A Feudal Spearman that has 110 HP with 2 armor. And also we have the Varangian Guard with 138 HP. This is a Feudal unit. So I need to mention again, this is a Feudal unit with 138 HP. Now why I need to mention that multiple times? Because a single Manatorm in Castle Age has 155 HP. Okay, so Manatorm Castle Age has 155 HP. A normal Feudal Manatorm has 120 HP. Okay, 120 HP for the normal Feudal Manatorm. And also they have 6 melee and 4 ranged armor, which is again crazy because a normal Feudal Manatorm has, with upgrades, has 4 armor. This Manatorm has 6 armor. So let's check again your archer. Your archer is here, has its own upgrades. You got everything in Feudal. What I would do if I were like playing a longer Feudal, I would get all the archer upgrade. Because my archer has 8 extra HP. But if that's not enough for you, they also has 2 armor. Okay, so 8 extra HP. So from the regular 80 HP, they go up to 88. And the 2 extra damage on your archer as well. So instead of the 6 normal regular Feudal archer damage, they have 7. And you can use the Unwavering Focus, which gives you another 2 extra damage. So you can have 9 damage in the Feudal for your archer, 9 damage for 10 seconds. But the 10 second was a really good 10 second. You can see it goes down. In the 10 second, you can shoot like 5 times, let's say, or 4 times, which is enough. And you get a 30-second cooldown, which is very, very fast. So every 30 seconds, you can activate the Unwavering Focus. So again, for Feudal, you can stay much longer because how strong your units are. And if Ridarius are getting like a instantly huge nerf in the future, then staying in Feudal longer is gonna be actually a Macedonian thing, and it's gonna be perfectly fine because they can easily survive. Also, your crossbows, so this is the crossbow, has 88 HP, right? And you can increase the crossbows to even higher HP as soon as we are in castle, and you can get more and more upgrades. So let me leave and let me talk about the other options as well with the Macedonian Dynasty. So let's say you are playing against a civilization that doesn't do Dark Age Rush. Of course, for this you need to know which civilizations are doing Dark Age Rush. So, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to show you is that how crazy good is to go 2TC. Of course, I'm not doing 3TC right now. I'm just doing 2TC, and I'm going to talk through why I'm doing 2TC. As I mentioned before, going 2TC, the only reason why is it insanely good, because you can get to the stone here, and you can later on put a Varangian arsenal on that stone. So the 350, I'm pretty sure it's 350, yes, 350 stone that you gathered, it will generate you silver as well. So it's a double silver generation. You will get silver generation from gathering the gold and putting an arsenal on your gold and putting an arsenal on the stone, and there's gonna be a small trickle of silver non-stop coming to your economy, which is insanely good. Just think about it. It's like having a Rus hunting cabin for you, or a pit, or a Malian pit mine, etc, etc. So as usual, I like to do my latest starting with the second TC. We are not insanely rushing the second TC because, as I said, we can stay Feudal in longer. We don't need to get Castle Age in 1 second. So I put the 8 villager on wood, and after that, I'm gonna send villagers to wood and stone. I said food, sorry, food. So 8 villager on food, and we send villagers to wood and stone. When we gather enough resources on food and gold, I remove the villagers from gold, put it on wood as well, and now I'm gonna balance the villagers on food and wood and stone. I actually will age up with 4 villagers. The reason behind that, because as I said, I don't need my TC to go up insanely fast. I need my champions out immediately. That's much more important. If I did a feudal aggression or fast castle, as I mentioned before, the way I scout with Macedon is that I'm looking for the first deer camp I have. With that, I will go and do early aggression in feudal age or just fast castling. So now I have the gold very soon, which means I'm gonna remove the villagers from the gold. And here you go. I have the gold. I click up. One more gold. One more gold. So I have the gold. I remove 4 villager from the PC. I have the 4 of them. And now I'm sending villagers to wood and stone. 5 villager on wood for now is fine. Now I'm slowly trickling villagers to stone. So as you can see, I have 4 on food. which is enough for me to non-stop villager production. And I age up fast with the Imperial Hippodrome because I need the champions. I need the champions to be cooked very, very fast. Meanwhile, I'm pulling out the second TC play. And again, as I mentioned before, you don't need to fast do this, fast get to second TC, because your second TC doesn't need to be put on deer camp. If you are facing against aggression yourself as well, let's say you are playing against the Golden Horde, and most likely Golden Horde will do aggression against you early on, you can put the second TC on gold, on wood, or on your berries. But now, as I mentioned before, you are dropping silver to the mining camp, and you will do that 35 times. Drop stone into the mining camp and you get silver as well. Which is amazing, because then we can build the Varangian Arsenal, which extracts the silver out of the mining camp, and you will get a passive silver generation out of that one mining camp. That's why it will be possible in the future to mostly play a 2TC Macedonian without a problem. Now, you need to look for your resources where you need to send your villagers to achieve the second TC. I send most of the villagers to stone now because I have the wood. I have 250 wood and they are in the wood, just like how Shane said in The Walking Dead. So now I gotta slowly make villagers to wood instead of the stone anymore, because I have enough on it. Because the villagers that build up my landmark, there is two options you can do. Both options are good. If you wish to be aggressive, that 4 villager can go to the food. That delays your second TC a little bit, but you can make a horseman to do some aggression against your opponent. Or you can put that full region to get to the stone, and you get a faster second TC with your good timing on the age up. So now I have the stone, I'm picking a location. Let's say I'm playing against Golden Horde and I need to put my TC into a much more safer location. I can do this, or, watch this, I can remove the mining camp and put in the location of the mining up. Is it a house? Oh, this book bugged out. Yeah. Just a second. Huh, okay, that's weird. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's interesting. Why is it not letting me put a TC on that? Because last time when I did that, maybe it just bugged out for me. Because last time I was capable of building here a TC on a silver deposit. This time doesn't let me. If it lets you to do that, but for some unknown reason, it didn't let me to build a TC here this time on the silver deposit. But it's fine. So all I wanted to say is that you can build it on the silver deposit and you can use your TC. So now I'm gonna rebuild this. So you can have the arsenal here. Your TC stores silver as well. And you can have an arsenal on this stone as well. So as you see, villagers are dropping silver inside the second TC, which can be extracted if you have the Varangian arsenal. So now, from here on, all you have to do is you need to hold, you need to protect yourself. Most likely, the opponent will go fast castle, and you need to make spearman. You don't need to like think about to reach the castle as fast as he does, but you need to make military, and you need to stop what he is doing. If he is trying to collect relics, then you need to stop. You need to stop him somehow to not collect relics. The first thing I do is gonna be the sharpening stones. Then I'm gonna get a scale barding as well to increase the HP of my champions, which is very, very important. So now, as you see, it slowly extracts the silver out of the stone that we collected. Look at that, it goes up every... what was that? Every 20 seconds? Or every 30 seconds? Check again. So you get a slow trickle every 15 seconds, and you can see now it went up to 50. What is it? 12 silver per minute. This one is on 7. This one is on 14 silver per minute. So you are slowly gathering out the silver that you gathered from the stone mine, and that's the reason why it's so good to build a second TC. Also, you're gonna have these annoying champions that you can do a lot of damage around the map, and your opponent is gonna be like, but I want to stop his 2 TC play, but you don't care that he's doing 2 TC. You can build your Varangian Stronghold as well, and you can even send back, like, let's say 5 villager, right? Get a 50 stone, because to upgrade the Varangian Stronghold you need 50 stone. And now these Varangian Strongholds will become towers. And I forgot to mention that, but when you do that, the Sharpening Stone upgrade actually affects the Varangian Stronghold as well. So now these mining camp is 17 silver per minute, which is wow. That's good. That's good. That's really nice. We are dropping an extra stone amount as well, because as I mentioned, we need to upgrade the Varangian Stronghold, and I will show you that the Sharpening Stone actually works on it. It's fine to send a lot of villagers with Macedonian to gold, because you need to get all your upgrades. You need to research literally all your upgrades in the Feudal Age or Castle Age, or not in the Dark Age, but in the Feudal Age and the Castle Age. You immediately need to research all your upgrades, because the way that you will get your upgrades out are gathering gold. And that's also the reason it's perfectly fine to make Varangian Guards as well, because they are the only unit in the Feudal Age that will take away the gold that you are gathering, the extra gold. So that's why it's so good to get the butted chainmail, and the scale barding is just level 1. And in Feudal Age, the butted chainmail goes up to level 2. As you see, as I mentioned, I upgraded the Sharpening Stone once. So now instead of the 10 damage, now they do 11 damage, and I upgrade it again, it's gonna do 12 damage per every 1.12 seconds, which is very, very strong. You can see our Hippodrome Reader out as well, which is an Imperial unit. So if you didn't know that, all your units, all the champions are actually Imperial units. So the Imperial stats and etc. The Hippodrome Horseman is an Imperial unit, the Hippodrome Reader is an Imperial unit, and the Hippodrome Scout is an Imperial unit. So what is the difference between the Hippodrome Scout and a normal Scout? Is that the Hippodrome Scout has the extra scouting range vision. Meanwhile, the normal Scout doesn't have the Imperial upgrade. Look how small is your vision range with the normal Scout, and look how crazy is the vision range with the Imperial Hippodrome Scout. So you can get all your upgrades, and you should get your all of your upgrades. So you can see now 19 silver per minute is generating out of your mining cap, and these ones are 60 and 12. So you can get your upgrades. You can get the melee armor or the cavalry armor. You can get the ranged armor as well to make sure your archers are even better. And all you have to do, as I mentioned, you don't need to rush the Castle Age. You can stay in Feudal longer, and you can just make units, and that's it. So let's go to Castle and into Imperial, and what are very, very important stuff for you over there. So let's go to Imperial. Currently, I don't like to make the system of the first hill. I think it's a niche landmark. It's whatever, the Golden Horde Tower is the all way to go. Just like with the Imperial Hippodrome, I don't like, I just don't like the system landmark, because it doesn't offer as much resource per minute, just like the other landmark. So we are in Castle Age, we making the Ridaris, we are making the Castle Age upgraded units, which are now way much better, way much stronger. You can see Orange and Guard with the normal stats, an Archer with 94 HP. And you can get more upgrades. You can get a few upgrades just to showcase the units and their power. Eh, So now these are Castle Age units. You can see 154 HP with 2-2 armor, 99 HP, 132 HP. Then we have the Ridari as well, or the Horseman. Your Ridari with 252, or your Horseman with 163, and you can upgrade that. Let's say I'm upgrading another one on the scale barding. Then this Horseman has 170 HP with 2-2 extra armor, right? Then we upgrade another one, and your Horseman has 6-3 armor with 178 HP in the Castle Age. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, let's make sure. So now you're thinking, well, you are making all these units, what to do in Imperial. I don't like the Imperial landmarks for this civilization because I really wish to spend my silver not on units but on upgrades, right? Of course, you can make a Palatine School. I like to make the Palatine School for the Elite Cataphract. That costs you 750 silver. But I only like to make these Elite Cataphracts when at least I have a 4 upgrade done on scale barding and a 4 upgrade done on blade. It's not bad, but every time when you make Cataphracts, you are not getting upgrades, which you need to think about it. You need to think like, was it worth it for me? What I really like when I'm playing with the Macedonian, and that's you always have to keep in your mind, is gonna be the Spring Gold. Now your Spring Gold are insanely strong. So every civilization has an upgrade called Roll Shutter Triggers, which increases the attack speed by 25% and the range resistance by 10%. So your attack speed from 3.12 goes down to 2.58, and you get your special upgrade, which is Spring Gold gain 50% attack speed and engulf their projectile with fire, creating a patch of Greek fire after impact. Which you get it because now your Spring Gold attacks almost every 2 seconds. Now if my opponent, I hope, has some units, maybe, oh, villager, that's perfect. Now, you remember the range damage upgrade also increases the damage of the Spring Gold. Maybe that will change in the future. But right now, look at that. Look at that attack speed as well. And it leaves a trail of fire as well. Look the damage. It's insane. And you can do that every 2 seconds. And as I mentioned, it leaves fire on the ground, and it does percentage damage to the buildings and to the units as well. So your Spring Gold is going to be very, very important in Imperial. So if I have to choose making Cataphract or my instantly strong Spring Golds, I would get the upgrade for the Spring Gold first and just keep making your 4 different units out of the Vorager Stronghold. Maybe add some hand cannoneers as well in the future, why not? But Spring Gold is insanely important. Then you have the Prolonged Siege, which is siege units will deal 10% additional damage for every 10 seconds. They are set up to a maximum 50%. It's good if you have Trebuchet or Bangunas. Then it's perfectly good. It's perfectly fine. Then we have the Greek fire projectiles. Counterweight Trebuchet deals 30% increased damage and engulf their target with a Greek fire. Dealing area damage, Greek fire does not stack with other patches. So don't forget, what does it mean? It doesn't stack with other patches. That there will be only one patch of fire on the ground. Let's see how does it work. It increases your bonus damage as well, not just the base damage of the Trebuchet. So if you have 5 Trebuchet shooting the same target, it will not work. Look at that. So, look, it has only 1 fire on the ground. So when you are using the Trebuchet with this civilization, you actually need to spread the Trebuchet fire. So it's not just on one area. It's like multiple areas as well. So you can spread the fire just like that. and with that you do a lot of damage. Let's say there is a keep and the villager is repairing on the left and the right side, right? Which means you can like shoot like this with the trebuchet, so the villagers on the back that are trying to repair the keep are getting the damage from the fire, which is good because this is a percentage damage. The building. So this is a percentage damage. The more HP the unit has, the more damage you will do. And you can research the prolonged siege, as I mentioned before. It's good for trebuchet, good for mangonels as well. If you can stay longer into the same position, because then your siege will get a lot of damage. Of course, it's good for bombard as well, but I would rather advise you to use it for like trebuchets. Wait, didn't the 10-second pass already? Oh, okay. So it got increased damage, but I would rather use this on on mangonels and etc. I mean, fine for trebuchet as well, but mangonels is much better. So what else do we have as a tool in Imperial Age? I mentioned the hand cannons, which was very, very important. Your units became way much stronger, and you get a lot of silver as well, so you can upgrade them. And most likely, this is how your unit is gonna look like. You have a special ability for the Bogmadur, by the way, that I'm pretty sure you can get in Feudal Age, which is you can reduce the damage of the units by 20%. I'm pretty sure you can get that in Feudal Age. But let me triple check that before I'm gonna say something. But if I remember correctly, yes, you can get this in Feudal Age. I forgot to mention that. That makes your Feudal archer even stronger. Warren and Arthur craft more lethal arrows, causing units hit by Bogmadur to have their damage reduced by 20%. So if the enemy has crossbow, knights, unit that has a lot of damage, and you hit them with the arrow, then those units will do 20% less damage. So let's say your opponent is like so happy, rush the castle age, now making castle age knights and or so forth, etc. You're gonna say like, I have the Bogmadur. Now your units does 20% less damage. Which is crazy that you can upgrade that in Feudal. Then you have your Imperial Spearman, which insane. You don't have University. So instead of the University, you need to upgrade your units from the arsenals. So don't forget that. No University, but the upgrade will come from the arsenal. And your units, when you're upgrading a lot, your units will feel like, oh my god, they are like, they have University upgrades, right? Because your archer has 13 damage, it has 138 HP, they are so tanky, it's crazy. These archers have so much HP and or 6/6 or more if you fully upgrade it. Look at that. And that's not all. Your crossbow receives the upgrades as well, right? So let me show you. Your crossbow is up to 20 damage with 123 HP, 28 extra HP and 6/6 armor. And your hand cannoneers as well has 39 extra HP on the hand cannoneer and 6/6 armor. These hand cannoneers are so beefy, that's crazy. A hand cannoneer with 6/6 armor and almost 170 HP. Then your marathon with 253 HP, 6/6 armor, 12 armor together, and your spearman with almost 200 HP on the spearman. So your units become insanely premium, and they are not even that expensive to make them in all ages. Of course, we cannot forget about the horsemen as well. They can have 6 to 11 or more with what's that? 19 base damage. So yeah, that's all the things and everything I learned while playing Macedon. Played like 30-60 games, beating many pro players as well with Macedon. It's very easy to play, very easy to transition into farms as well, even though you don't have like a crazy unique extra gathering speed. All your economy comes from the silver. So love the silver, enjoy the silver.